Welcome along to another episode of the Rated RR podcast, and we've got a special guest lined up for this week's episode, all the way from Norway. I think Rosh is the furthest we've gone for a guest. Ikhsan Fandi, welcome on the show. Good to have you with us. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's straight away get stuck into your time in Norway. How's it going for you at your club? I mean, they're flying in the league, and how are you enjoying it so far?
Norway has been good. As you know, I've transferred to a new club, Jerv. Things is going good, and this season we're really off to a really good start. Half of the season, and we're top of the league, second or something now. So we have a really strong team this year, and it looks like a really good chance to go into the playoffs, and who knows, maybe even promote to the top league. But everything has been going well for the team this year.
For the team going really well, how's it going for you?
It's going good. The balance of football and outside life is good. This town is really small, so it's like Raufoss, is not too much distractions. It's just the football in a small little town, nice coffee shops by the pier and stuff like this. So it's a relaxing little town, and all the players are like focused on going into the playoffs and have the same goal for the season. So I think that's why everything is going smoothly. Yeah.
Ikhsan, can you just talk us through how this move to Norway came about? You mentioned Raufoss and then moving over to Jerv. Just run us through the process of that move.
The move between Raufoss to Jerv, or to come?
Well, actually, the move
to
I got to be clearer. Actually, pardon me. The move towards Norway from Singapore. Why did you decide to go to Norway and then going from Raufoss and then to Jerv? Basically, I'm putting in like 3 questions into one, so forgive me for that.
So it started during AFF Suzuki Cup, if I'm not wrong. There was an agent, my current agent now, X1 agency. He was watching the games that I played in the AFF Suzuki Cup. I think I had a good run that campaign as well. So he was attending our trainings, and my dad was talking to him. I didn't speak to him at that time, but during my holiday in Bali, my dad called me. He's like, "Yo, you need to be ready. You need to start. Are you training?" I was like, "No." He's like, "You need to start training. You're going for a trial in Norway." I'm like, "Oh, really? Okay." So it was really random, but I had a sensing of there's going to be a trial coming up. Didn't know where and didn't know with who. So Naviot, my current agent, and Ule, they bring me to Raufoss, is the first place. And Raufoss had a predominantly young team, all between 17 to 23, 24, like this. That's like the age. So it was a really young team with very talented players, and a really strong team, and good coaching. So they give playing time to young players. So I went there first, got a good impression on them, and they wanted to keep me already. So on the first club, I just stayed at Raufoss and stayed there for 1.5 years. Unfortunately, I parted ways and joined Jerv to get more playing time. And so far in Jerv, it's been really good for me. It's a different style. Obviously, this Jerv has more older players now, I would say. They have more senior players. So it's a different kind of guidance. They can instill on you, and some of them have many years of experience and playing in higher leagues. So it's 2 different kinds of teams.
Yeah.
So I can take from both. One is the young team is very hardworking. Everybody's fighting for the position. And now in an older team where I take stuff from the older players and try to improve, slowly. I think it's very random. Every time people ask me, I just say, "Oh, it's random." But that's the exciting thing about football. Sometimes you don't know what's happening. Transfer window deadline and all this stuff.
Ikhsan, sorry, on the topic of transfers, I have to talk about some of the fail moves that you had in your career, like to Chile, then there was the trial in Spain, and then I also heard you were supposed to go to Portugal, then you got injured. When you look back at it all now, you're at Jerv and doing really well. At those points, did you ever think, damn man, I'm never going to make it because it's of things beyond my control?
I never thought like that, actually, to be honest. Until today, until you bring it out now, I didn't think like that. For the first, like Chile, of course, it was a bummer. because that one we were already like integrated into the team, into the setup. Me and my brother, I was staying at the dormitories even for a year, and I was really close with all the players and staff, and they really liked me there. But I had to fulfill my national service duty, and it's a bit hard to come back after 2 years straight away, you know. Like Portugal, like you said, Ikhsan went to Braga. Braga? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I forget. And I got injured on my ankle, so I couldn't follow him. Another, you know, things happen for a reason, I believe, as well. And yeah, even in Norway, I had a failed transfer. I was supposedly going to move to Start, a team in the first division that just got relegated, but it didn't work out. So, but then now I'm in Jerv, and our team is doing very well, higher than them. So everything falls into place. Just gotta keep the faith, you know, have trust the process, like they say.
So what is give us an idea of what the standard of the league is like. If I could maybe compare it to one of the other leagues around in Asia, maybe even in Southeast Asia. I don't know, what's the standard of the league like?
The intensity is really high, I would say. Like, it's non-stop. The tempo is high. The intensity is much higher than Singapore. You know, it's always moving, always a lot of running. This is what I learned, because in Singapore, the tempo, as you know, is very slow. In Asia, in general, it's a bit slower. Thailand is faster. So I would say Thailand and Norway, the OBOS-ligaen I play, the tempo is a bit faster and more physical. But it's non-stop, moving, running, and all the players can run 120 minutes, and they're fit, their stamina. But in terms of playing style, it's very different. You know, I think in Asia you have more like those silky wingers and smooth players like this, and here the players very technical and hard and disciplined like this. I don't see too many. If I can like choose a player, like I have a player on my team called Willis. He's now the best player in the league right now. He just came to Jerv, came to Norway actually. Now he's rated one of the best players in the league, player of the month. He's been on fire now. You don't see so many players like him, like very silky on the ball, like a magic player, you know, magical player. I feel like in Asia there's many of these like prodigy young, you know, in Thailand, Indonesia, all these wonder kids. You know, I don't see too many of these kinds of players.
So you mentioned, you know, learning about the intensity, learning about running a lot, and that level of professionalism going up, and the physicality and things like that going up. These things, how did you actually go about, you know, picking up these things and improving on these little things that you needed to work on?
Still till today, one of my weaknesses is obviously keeping up the tempo and being more consistent. So it's been getting better 2019, 2020, 2021, but it's still what I need to improve on. And as I said, now I have a break, so I have to work on these things. And so it's been just the process to get better at it. I am getting better, but I still need more to last the 120 minutes, to keep going with more intensity and more like oomph in the press as a striker. And to, you know, the more you run, the more positions you're going to be in, the more goals you're going to score. So it all adds up. You can just think, I don't like running and blah blah, which I don't. But the more sprints I do and the more running I do, the better positions I will get into. So I think like that. And yeah, it's hard and it sucks to do the running because I hate it, but this is the difference, I guess. So it's up to me if I do it or not.
Ikhsan, I just want to understand from an athlete's point of view. I've never played professionally, both of you have. But when you're sitting on the bench and watching the game, do you already, if you're coming on as a sub, obviously, are you already eyeing the weakness, or you see the centre back tiring a bit, and then when you come on, you're going to attack that guy, or you just go out and do your thing?
Usually I go out and do my thing. But sometimes you can see who is the weakest centre back. Then I try to stay closer with him. But now it's a bit harder because even centre back look weaker, suddenly they're fast, or suddenly they're good in the air. So everybody have their own strength. So the best is if you can study them a little bit, you study the defenders a little bit. But for me personally, I usually just go on and do my thing because I believe in my strengths. and my power in the final third. So I believe I can make something happen. Depending, doesn't matter who the defenders is.
Yeah. And you've told us a lot about what you've done on the pitch to settle in. Off the pitch, how have you got used to life? You've been in Norway for a while now. What have you done off the pitch to settle in and so-called find a home away from home?
One thing about Norway is the people is really nice and really welcoming. From the moment I got here in Raufoss, I had a roommate, Parfait. He plays in Russia now. He made a big move. And then when he left, I got a new roommate. He plays in Molde now. Their first place in the league is one of my best friends. His name is Emil Breivik. He's a young talent of Norway, you can say. So I have a lot of friends around the area and in different parts of Norway, and people are very friendly here. And of course, they're going to be even more friendly to outsiders, to a foreigner, to help them feel at home. And moving to Jerv is the same. Everybody is friendly. I like everybody. Everybody likes me. So it's really it helps a lot, And if I need anything, the team has me. The staff can help me. It's quite easy to adapt. But I had experience as a younger child, traveling, being alone, independent. So I know on my own what to do and how to do things already. For other people, I don't know. But for me, I would say it's quite easy.
Can you you seem to be talking about the support structures available for athletes over there, and it sounds like a vastly different world in terms of the sporting culture, the footballing culture, where you are and where we are in Singapore at the moment. Could you just tell us a little bit more about that? Some of the differences that you've noticed.
In terms of team giving support to the players, I think it's kind of the same, but like some facilities, I would say is different. Singapore have better facilities for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Because the clubs we play against, I feel like Singapore have one extra physio and masseuse. Here you don't usually have masseuse unless you're in the top league. The facilities are they're good. We use a local gym. We have sponsorship with the local gym, so it's good. Yeah. But like for example, when in YL you have the FAS gym, and players of Singapore can go to the FAS gym, and they have a masseuse, 2 physios, 2 massage. Here it's a little bit different in terms of like if you get injured, and physio care and stuff like this. I think Singapore, Thailand is much better at that. But of course, there's a give and take with every situation you're in, With Singapore, you get all these luxuries, but the league isn't as high as we want it to be. And here, the football is better, but some things are a bit lacking. So it's okay with me. I know how to take care of my body, and there is still sufficient support in every aspect. But I would just say that Singapore is better or in a higher class of that aspect, like physio and treatment and all these facilities.
Wow, I have to say that was an unexpected answer for me to hear that. That's why it's great we have guests like Ikhsan on, Raushan.
Yeah, certainly. I wasn't expecting that. Ikhsan, I have to bring up your dad, as with most interviews. Tell me, at what point in your life do you recall a specific memory where you went, damn, I'm Fandi Ahmad's son, boy?
Many times actually. It's like, but like obviously there's like the normal ones, like hey, that's Fandi Ahmad's son. They don't know our name. Like me and Irfan, they don't know our name.
Okay.
So sometimes they'll be like, hey, anak Fandi Ahmad. They'll be like, hey, yes, I'm Fandi Ahmad's son. And then there's like good times also, like when we're in football, we do something good, and then that's Ikhsan, Fandi Ahmad's son. So it's like, it's very nice. Especially when my dad was national team coach, I think that was really fun time for our family, and really a pleasure. So now it's just chill. It's like Fandi Ahmad's son, but sometimes it gets to us like, my dad is a legend. Or when I talk about my father, who's your dad? What he do? Oh, my dad is the best player in Singapore. I always like to say, So it's an honor. It's very, it's weird because I'm his son, but yeah, it's cool. I think people that hear the story or I tell too, they think like, oh, really? He's this, and then they go and search him up on Google and Wikipedia and stuff like that.
And for you as well, I'm sure. Sorry, after you, Rosh.
No. Go on, Raushan.
For you as well, it must be really exciting because on previous interviews I've heard, you say you want to beat his scoring record. You say you want. It's so within touching distance for you to get advice from the man when you're trying to emulate the man almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he knows I want to beat him, and then of course I play in Europe now in Norway, and some A tournaments like AFC and stuff like this is not FIFA sanctioned. So I can't go back because it's not an official FIFA week. And then I always say, like, I want to go back. I want to play. He knows why I want to play because he knows I want to beat his score. And every time I miss a tournament, I can score goals on those tournaments. So I want to reach there fast. But
to be fair, I read yesterday that your dad had scored, as a Singaporean, scored 11 goals in Europe, and you've surpassed 11 already in Europe all your time across Norway. So that's one record, right?
I think so. Yeah, but I feel the national team one is the main one.
You get there.
And you still got to match up to the UEFA Cup exploits, huh? I think people still talk about. No, but listen. Listen, forget about that. We're focused on you. I mean, it was nice to get that insight. And Raushan, exactly that was the exact question I was going to ask anyway about, getting that sort of education from his dad. But I want to move on to the Singapore national team now. And Ikhsan, this country at the moment is not really blessed with natural strikers or natural goal scorers. And you've come in, and I think it's quite clear that you're pretty much our greatest hope up front. No pressure. And we saw that in the qualifiers. I mean, I'm sure you must have been keeping track as well of Singapore in the recent World Cup qualifiers. And we saw that we really struggle. We don't have options in those forward positions. And now with all that expectation and pressure on your shoulders, do you sort of feel that? And if you do, how do you deal with it?
To be honest, I don't feel the pressure anymore. Like I used to when I just started getting the goals. But I think me and my brother, time and time again, we have shown we deserve to be in the national team. We have shown our quality. Not every game we were going to be our best, but we've shown enough to be in the first 11. And I'm confident in my abilities. And, I love to play. Every time I play for national team, it's a different thing. So the recent World Cup qualifiers, I was really sad because I was injured. I had an MCL injury. I was really sad that I couldn't go and be with Ilhan and my brother Irfan. So that really sucked. And of course, the results are disappointing as well. It's really sad. But that kind of fired me up a little bit. So I need to be there. I need to be there for my team. I need to help them. And I don't know. I enjoy the pressure a little bit now because then when I score, it's like,
Do you think? Essentially, when we look at you and we look at some of the options coming through in that central striker's position, it could be yours for the next decade or so. Do you think that's the lack of competition? Do you think the lack of competition is something that could affect you longer term?
Competition is always good, and there are some good strikers in Singapore. Obviously, even myself, we just need to be consistent in what we do. And of course, the level that we're playing in Singapore and Norway is a bit different. But I feel like there are some up and coming strikers. But again, whoever is performing the best deserves to be in the first 11 and play for Singapore. At the end of the day, coach will choose the lineup, and it's for the country, and we need to play our best players. So, but I like a little bit of competition. It's no problem. Yeah. But I like to be number 9 too. I want to start.
There we go. Do you think as a country, we are ready to? We have players coming through in the pipeline that will give us a good future, almost, with the Southeast Asian competition coming up as well?
Yeah, I think we have talented young kids. It's just a matter of, my father always say that, maybe you heard of it. It's the 3 Ds and a small S: determination, discipline, dedication, and the small S is sacrifice.
I thought you were going somewhere else with the 3 Ds. Thank you for clearing it up for us.
But I think you know how the players are in Singapore. It's a little bit more lax, I would say. They have school to fall back on. They have something else to fall back on, and they have family and everybody in Singapore. So it's like a little bit more lax if we're being honest. I feel like they need somebody to just like give one a hard slap, like, wake up.
Yeah.
Which I think my dad gives that sometimes to me as well. To Ilhan a lot now because he's in that 18 years old teenager. He thinks he's cool, blah blah blah. So my dad gives him a lot of stick now. We had it already, me and Irfan, but I think more players need that. But there are many talented in the SPL. You can see many talents if they want to go to the next step. Whether it be the physical, because we Singaporeans are not the blessed with the greatest of physique. Physical, whether it's running, whether it's technique or something else. I think each player has to take their own responsibility to take the next step. And one more thing is about outside of the field stuff as well. I think that's a big. I think you guys should know, like, we need to take care of our body, what we eat. Singapore, we like to have supper at 1 a.m. 12 o'clock, 2 a.m. and we stay up late after training. Training is already late, and we stay even later. That's not good. And we have school the next day and stuff like this. So all these small changes, it's hard, but it needs to be done. And I know some players that do it. Sorry?
Where was your favorite supper place at 1 a.m.? Tell us. You've opened the gate now. You better reveal.
There was a few. Sometimes Newton, sometimes Serangoon Gardens. I also do it too. Sometimes it's Al-Azhar. Al-Azhar.
Okay.
Yeah. Prata is my go-to for late night.
Ikhsan, just a quick word for footballers who are watching, or budding footballers who are watching. You're a Singaporean who's made it abroad, and for those who want to go abroad or have this little fear of going abroad, what would you like to tell them?
I think they should take a risk. And if they really want it so bad, they should take a risk. They can even start small, but if they have the desire to become a great player, or if football is their passion and they want to do it longer, taking steps, one day you will go up. You cannot jump the gun. Sometimes I also want to think long term. I want to go here, but I didn't put in the work to reach there. So then it takes one step down again. So you just need to put in the work. You need to believe in yourself, believe in the coaches, the people around you. And I think now I understand a lot is work hard. And I can admit myself, I didn't work hard enough when I was a kid. I didn't work hard enough when I was 18, 19, like this, 17, 18, 19. Of course, there was NS and I got lazy, blah, blah, blah. But now I know that I have to work much, much harder than I had before to keep my spot, because there's other players. You need to realize there's other players coming to get your spot. So work really hard and just go for it, I would say.
Not too late, man. Not too late. Listen, I know you said you're going to take it one step at a time, but I'm going to throw in a question about your future. I want you to think ahead. What are your plans? What's the big goal here for Ikhsan?
Well, my goal since a kid was just to be on FIFA. That was my biggest.
Oh wow! Okay.
Because there's no Singaporean on FIFA, and if I'm on FIFA, I made it. Then Singaporeans can use me on FIFA and all this, So that was my main goal. And obviously, if you're on FIFA, you're probably in a European top club, top division. So that's my goal, to be in a European top division league. It really, to me, don't matter where. I just want to be somewhere with a good standard of football, good standard of living. Obviously, at the end of the day, you need to make some kind of money. You need to make some kind of living.
Of course. Yeah.
So well compensated and be on FIFA. That's the main one.
Yeah. So because I'm old enough to remember this, I should probably say that I don't know if you all remember FIFA 98. There's a game called FIFA 98 Road to World Cup. I used to play it on my PC, where the players' faces were like in the shapes of squares and things like that. The graphics were horrible. But we actually had a Singapore team back then. You could qualify.
Oh wow, really? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we had. We had your father was in there. Fandi was in there. We had Sundramuthi and players like that. So I used to get on there and play quite a bit.
Rosh,
So
sorry to tell you, the graphics have vastly improved since FIFA 98.
oh,
I think me and Ikhsan probably played FIFA 20, 21 and 22 coming up now. But that's an excellent goal that I think many will relate to. I mean, it's pretty cool to be on FIFA. I mean, if you were on FIFA, I'd play with you, man. So yeah, it's been excellent.
That's the thing. I want people to be like tagging me on Instagram. Oh, I'm using Ikhsan in my FIFA Ultimate Team and stuff like this. I think that's so cool for Singapore football, and for Singapore, you don't even need to be like football to play FIFA, because I know many people. So that's really cool.
Ikhsan, look, we've enjoyed our chat with you. Your team is having a fantastic season. I hope you push on from here and #trust the process, man. Thank you so much for sparing time with us.
Thanks, Ikhsan. Really great. Thank you.
Thank you so much.